Okay, so you can have this.
I can toss those.
Mhm.
All right, sir, what is your name?
Wayne Tolliver.
Wayne Tolliver. All right, Mr. Tolliver, can you come forward, please? All right, Mr. Tolliver, this is not being recorded by the court reporter because this is me having a conversation with you, all right? So I got a report that you have a high reading, and I understand that sometimes there are issues with the ignition interlock, but this is your first time coming before me because this is the first violation. If you want to remain on bond, I can't have any more of these violations. Do you understand? So if you have an alcohol problem, we can get you classes for that. But I don't allow people who are on bond to test positive for alcohol. You understand? So what are your issues?
I did use a new type of toothpaste that morning.
Okay, don't come to me with the toothpaste excuse.
Yeah, and then that was the same one that it went off. It started when I went to work, it's okay. And when I was driving to work, that thing came on about 5 times.
Mhm. I can't have it anymore. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you're blaming it on that, then you had better not use that anymore. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I believe that? No, but I'm just telling you, I had better not see another violation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if you need help, I can order you to have sober meetings. And sober meetings are things that you can do on your own, and it's probably best that you do that anyway, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue you on bond, but I'm gonna want sober meetings from you. All right, and sober, they call them sober meetings now, but it's your AA meetings. And they are throughout the entirety of the city. They're free. They're available morning, noon, night, anytime. So you should probably be in that anyway. I don't take any of this to be true, but anytime you get to a felony court for a DWI, there are issues. Okay, so I'm gonna continue you with the ignition interlock, but I'm gonna want you to do sober meetings. And you're gonna have to do sober meetings at least one time per week. What is your work schedule?
Right now, I work part-time, and I'm working at the warehouse from like 7 to 5. It varies because I'm just a part-time employee.
Okay, well, don't say I'm just a part-time employee. Maybe you're gonna end up being a full-time employee,
Yeah.
you know? Yes, no, that will happen if you put in the hours. My mom always told me, no matter what job you have, even if it's not the job you want, just be the best, worker at that job, then somebody will see that and you will soon be where you need to be. Okay, so I'm going to continue with ignition interlock. I'll ask that the fees be waived. What I can tell you is it's an independent company, so I really can't force them to waive your fees, but I'll just put waive fees or either defer fees on it. So I'm going to add sober meetings one time per week. And that'll give you something to do. And honestly, sober meetings, I think it's great because you get a chance to see other people who are in the situation that you're in, or other people who maybe have gone through what you've gone through. And it's always something you can learn. Okay. All right. Thank you. And thanks for dressing appropriately for court. Enjoy the rest of your day. Okay.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome. Mr. Broadback, how are you doing?
Pretty good.
All right. So any other trips to Africa that I should know about?
Well, 4 last year was enough for me.
Oh, wow.
But yes, we always have the trade mission. Looks like the mayor will go this year, so we hope you're gonna come.
Okay, I will come. You know,
And we want to do the pay, we want to set up the family violence program.
oh, that is so awesome.
Immediate bad,
Mhm.
high number of assaults.
Okay.
We have no experience with you.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, that would be awesome. Of course, I'm always willing to do it.
Okay.
All right.
Keep it close.
Yes, I know someone who just came back from Kenya. And so they said it was so beautiful, and they went to some of the girls' schools to provide supplies and everything at the girls' schools.
So that was a lot easier.
Yes.
I can help you with that. Go on to TAR, go direct to ballots.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna have to talk to you so I can.
It's a big, one reason a lot of people don't go,
Mhm.
they don't know how to sell, but
Mhm.
TAR Airways flies direct to Dallas, Doha, to Johannesburg. Then you take the airline to Johannesburg to Namibia.
Okay.
So you can stop off, you want to go a day in front, rest there, and when you get there, you don't have any bit left.
See, I always said from now on, when I travel internationally, I'm going to have a layover that's maybe a day or so. So you can just
Big difference.
rejuvenate.
And then in Frankfurt, spend the day there, visit your central bank,
Mhm.
financial capital, your city line, and go back to the airport. The next day, you're rested, you don't have the jet lag, because it's the same time. zone.
Yes.
Big difference,
Mhm.
big difference.
All right. I'm going to talk to you about that.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
I got Mr. Simmons.
Okay. Simmons is on the docket today?
See on the dock.
Marion,
Yes.
no, he's, it'll be reset.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes, we're in a jury
Oh,
trial.
you are, okay. Okay,
Yes.
thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Hello. No, so just so everyone knows, we're starting up jury trials at 9:30, so whatever you have needs to be done now.
Yeah, Friday.
And was Alex Martinez brought over now?
Yes.
Mr. Martinez, you come forward. All right, make sure you whisper, please. Mr. Martinez, Probation was telling me that the wait time for BRF is 32 to 42 weeks. That's too long. Okay, it's too long for me, and I don't want you to be sitting, waiting for that long. So here's my question, and we need to now come up with a plan.
Correct.
All right, so do you have a place that you will be allowed to stay?
Yes,
And where is that?
with my aunt, if not with my brother.
All right, and your aunt or your brother, have you talked to them and they said they want you to stay there?
Correct. Yes, they're a good support system, have a full-time job waiting for me. Have some money allocated towards the fees, in a savings account, and my inmate trust fund, have some money in that.
All right, so let me ask you this, do you have your aunt and your brother's office information?
Yes,
All right, so what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna have probation speak to you, so that we can figure out if they're only allow you to stay there. And then we'll see about maybe doing a mid, putting her on the mid caseload to see if we can do that. So she's gonna talk to you, you need to give her those numbers, but I'm not gonna release you until probation gets verification that you can live there. So the last thing I want is you out and about and you don't have a place to stay.
correct.
Because we also have issues of any medications, and I want to make sure that's done as well.
Okay.
All right, thank
Great.
you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
She needs to go get her. Yeah.
Oh, sure. No problem. Yeah, there's nothing on the record. Thank you. Remember, I can't see over the screen.
Gino, my next. Here's this here. That's the.
I have
Back there.
yeah,
Okay.
Let me go get it. Oh, you
Thanks.
stopped on, yeah, I do have it, sorry. You stopped on 20?
20
Yeah,
will be
but it wasn't-
next.
21 will be next.
21 will be
Yeah,
next.
your
Thank
20
you.
Wasn't admitted.
I'm s-
You didn't offer to admit it on the.
Which?
20.
Oh, right. Yeah, thank you. Sorry. Yes. Sorry, I didn't use space. Sorry, you.
When we start doing the kindergarten, putting the block in the medical.
Right.
Do we?
That's what it feels are.
Um, We all stipulate that this is the, is, so. You gave it yesterday, it's the audio.
I mean, if Michelle,
I'm sorry,
I don't have reason to,
That's audio that she gave you yesterday.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
the audio.
What if I-
Okay.
yeah. Oh, no, it was, oh,
Otherwise,
yeah, I didn't know it was,
uh,
yeah, you guys were just wording it.
Oh, I see. I see.
And judge, the first one's just audio, so you don't have to.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, it's not audio.
Okay,
I guess. Then.
all right. And probation, were you able to get in touch with someone?
Your Honor, I spoke with one brother, and his aunt. The aunt said that although that both.
Excuse me, if you all can turn that off.
Sorry, Judge.
Thank you.
Both are in agreement that the other brother, which I have the information for, he works nights, so he can't answer the phone. One of the brothers trying to get in contact with him. but both individuals are saying that the brother that's has confirmed that he could live with him. And I spoke with both of the individuals and they say that they are there to give the support that he needs.
Okay, all right, Mr. Martinez, can you come up?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the other brother's name?
The brother he would be living with,
Yes.
Rudy.
All right, what's Rudy's full name?
Rudy Martinez?
And does Rudy have any criminal history?
No, I did not.
Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is probation. I will say that we alternate main conditions to include Mick. He can reside with Rudy Martinez, but only once you confirm with Rudy Martinez. So your aunt and the other brother need to get in contact with him and let him know to contact probation, stating that you can stay with him. So even though your aunt and other brother are saying, we've had a discussion and you can live with this brother, I just need to make sure that he understands that.
Can you repeat that one?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm talking convoluted today because it's cold weather and it's distracting me. That's okay. So your aunt and your other brother, what's the other brother's name? So your aunt and Albert said that I guess there was a family conversation and Rudy agreed that you could stay with him. But your brother and aunt said they would just be a support system, but you won't be living with them. You'll be living with Rudy.
Okay.
So what I need is I need probation to have a conversation with Rudy to make sure that Rudy knows you'll be living with him and Rudy's okay with that.
You're right. Okay, great.
So as soon as they get confirmation of that, you'll be released.
Okay,
So it won't be the 32, 42 weeks.
okay, thank you so much.
All right. So here's my other question. Do you have a doctor on the outside that you would be seeing?
I was going to Center for Healthcare. Dr. Uriaga.
And did they give you a case manager?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to want you to make sure that you give probation the name of your doctor and the name of your case manager.
Great.
So I'm going to try this with you, but you got to make sure that you communicate with everybody to let them know what's going on.
Okay.
And if there are problems with your medication with side effects, let the doctor know. Don't immediately stop taking them. Let the doctor know and they may be able to do something else.
Great.
So I'm going to try this with you. Don't disappoint me, okay?
I know, of course not.
All right. And we can do the reporting. We can do that by Zoom or either in person, or if it's better for probation to pick up the phone and call him. But I want them to go out to the home at least once a month to make sure that he's on his medications, even though he has a case manager for that. If probation is able to go out there once a month, they should be able to see if the medications are off. All right, Mr. Martinez, is there anything else you need from the court?
Okay.
All right, do good things. I know you can. All right, you're welcome. Oh, this may be Mr. Martinez now. Yes. All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yes. I think you have the information, Vashon?
Yes.
Yes, so he can be released. Let them know they'll probably be releasing him at 1 a.m.
Okay.
So hopefully somebody can pick him up. All right, who's here on Adams? Who's Adam Stacy? Adam Jean Stacy? All right, they're not here. And sir, what's your name? All right. All right, Carlos Vargas, can you come forward? All right, so Mr. Vargas, this is your second violation report. You've got to make sure you calibrate. So are you in compliance now?
Yes, that's why I bought my paperwork. I was in the hospital
Oh, okay,
and so my diagnosis and all the paperwork is here and my actually the hospital bill is here as well. And I did get the calibration done afterwards,
okay,
but my diagnosis was enlarged lymph nodes. So I couldn't lift my arm properly to drive.
okay.
So my parents couldn't go because they're elderly, so they can't be into the device. I contacted Smart Start and then they told me, okay, well, we can't remotely stop the lock from happening, but if need be, you'll contact the court and we will tell them that you called us to let us know what was happening.
Yeah, see, they
And,
didn't,
I also emailed my pretrial officer, and then she said it was still considered a violation anyway, even though I went to the hospital and then everything. is
all right,
okay.
well, what I can tell you is they didn't give the court that information, so this is why I have these
Oh, okay.
in-person hearings so I can see what's going on before I do something on it. So may I see your medical issue report, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. Medical bills are very pricey.
I know, like, I thought that they deducted the whole amount, like, I was like, 6,000, wow. Just
Mhm.
to tell me to take ibuprofen and I was like, wow.
Yeah, okay. So this is, here's my question. Are you blowing in the ignition interlock now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just tell you to continue. And if there's an issue with lockout, because you can't calibrate because you're in the hospital, have your attorney, and I think that's Mr. Jonathan Watkins,
Yes, ma'am.
just call him and have him to contact the court to let the court know what's going on.
Okay, no, I apologize.
Oh, no need to apologize. My motto is communication is key. The
Okay.
more we know.
Great.
All right, and that will be all.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Vargas?
Yes.
You don't want to speak? Okay, all right, and Mr. Vargas, you're also set for sentencing on October 31st.
Okay,
All right, can you give him just let him have a reset form so you'll remember, okay?
okay, thank you.
All right, they're gonna give that to you and then you're excused. Have a great rest of your day.
Okay, you too.
You're welcome. All right, and what's your name, sir? Just give me one moment and we'll get right to you.
And Judge, I don't know, his defense attorney had emailed me, and I think Norma was on it, but it said that he had to be in person in Waco this morning.
Okay,
It's Eduardo Garcia.
okay.
We worked out a plea offer.
All right, and Ms. Ferguson, can you speak to the attorney for Stacy Adam Stacy James Myrick? Because his client is not present. And neither is the attorney. And I'm sorry, Jesus Sandino, I think I gave you back the PR bond report. And so you're saying that's a plea agreement?
Yes, Judge, or as far as the defense attorney told me.
Okay. All right, then what we'll do is, deputies, can you hang on to Mr. Sedendo?
Yes,
Right, and if we can see if all the jurors are here.
1:30?
Yes. So Mr. Sedendo, we'll bring you back at 1:30. You're welcome. Mr. Sedendo, your case will be taken care of today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have some patience.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, I just got a text from a client. She said she had to take an Uber today and it's taking longer than she expected. I asked her how long. She said the Uber app is saying 7 minutes. That was 2 minutes ago, so 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. You know, people have to make arrangements to be here, you know, on time.
Yeah, sure.
And can you mute us, please? computer. Mr. Myron, where's your client, Mr. Adam Stacy?
Adam, gonna have trouble getting hold of him. We tried 3 numbers, address, Mr. Stacy. Has not been able to respond. Any requests that the appearance court or report this pre-trial officer.
All right, come forward. All right, so this is and we're not on the record. Oh, you're so close. There's,
Sorry.
yes, right there.
Sorry.
That's okay. So he is on bond for an assault family second offense, and we have not seen him. And pretrial services has never contacted him. And that's concerning to the court because it's a violent offense.
Yes, and for my records, I think I had first contact with Mr. Stacy about March earlier this year. And since that time, I mean, we had a good number at that time. And since that time, we have not been able to make contact with him. And he's not contacted my office at all.
So is he on bond with a bondsman?
Yes, it was.
All right, and has anyone contacted the bondsman?
I believe so. I mean, I can try again, Your Honor.
All right, if you want to contact his bondsman to see maybe if his bondsman
Sure.
knows where he is. But we're gonna go on the record now.
Okay.
Court is calling 2022 CR 7131, State of Texas versus Adam Stacy. If we could have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michael Villarreal for the state.
for the defense.
James Merritt, attorney for Adam Stacy.
All right, and Mr. Merritt, if you could just step back, Myriad, if you could just step back a little bit for me. All right, thank you. All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 9:38 a.m. And Mr. Stacy is not present. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
Yes, my last contact with the client was on March 4th, 2022. That was a phone contact on my office phone. Mr. Stacy at that point was just wanting information about update on the case, indictment, and advisement. That was a 10-minute phone call. Since that time, Mr. Stacy did leave me his last phone number. Mr. Stacy did not have an email that he gave me. I did have a phone number with, I believe his mother. That number does not pick up. The number that I gave, that I had, does not pick up. And Mr. Stacy has not made contact since March 4th. So we seem to have lost contact at this time.
All right, and Deputy, did you make an announcement for Mr. Stacy?
Yes, I did, Your Honor, and there's no answer.
All right, state.
At this time, the state moves for a bond forfeiture and a warrant be issued for the defendant's arrest.
All right, I'll issue, because I know he has the one case that isn't indicted, which is the assault case. In each case, I'm going to issue a judge's warrant and remand your client without bond. If you make contact with your client, the court will reconsider.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Deputy Laura, if you could line up the jurors, and we'll bring them in.
Judge, I would just ask, I mean, I know the court's ready to be done with this trial. I think we all are, I think the jurors are, but I feel like it's gonna be really hard. The way this trial's gone has 7 witnesses they're putting on tomorrow, us to plan for, put on our rebuttal and wrap it. I mean, we've got child care issues I've got to figure out, and I'm sure the jury has some to go from 9:30 to midnight.
Okay. All right, I understand what everybody's saying. Thank you. We're going to bring the jurors in. And who's your witness?
Sorry.
Who's your witness?
Mendez, Officer Mendez.
Have him on the stand. They are a happy bunch.
They are besties.
Yes.
I mean, I saw them welcome in.
Just one moment. He's grabbing his witness. All right, court is calling 2021 CR 8893, State of Texas versus Jessica Briones. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michelle Hayden, Brittany Mitchell, and Michael Villarreal for the city.
for the defense? Defense, announced for the record.
John Foley, Your Honor, on behalf of Jessica Briones, she's president of Cobra.
Are both parties ready?
State's ready.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this the same witness?
No,
No.
you haven't sworn this one in.
Okay, all right. Thank
Hello,
you.
how are you?
Hello, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly? Oh, sorry, we're bringing the jury in. We're ready to go. Just have a seat. Bring the jury in. It's a Monday.
All right, for the jury?
She reminds me of Barnes. That's why I was like. All right, everyone, please be seated. I hope everybody was ready for the nice crisp weather we're having. All right, defense, call your witness, please.
Would you please state your name for the?
No, call your witness for the record.
Oh, I'm sorry, Officer, we call Sergeant Mendez, Judge.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Just make sure you speak in the microphone so that everyone can hear. And if you could state your name and spell it for the record.
It's Sergeant Rachel Mendez, last name Mendez.
All right, defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Sergeant Mendez, were you present at University Hospital on September 5th of 2017?
Yes, sir.
And who else was present there with you?
It was myself and Detective Frank Vasquez.
Okay, and was Jessica Briones also present?
Yes, sir.
And did y'all have occasion to question Jessica Briones? She was brought there by the police, is that correct?
I'm not sure. I remember how she got there, but she was there because her child was at the hospital.
Okay, and did you have occasion to talk to her about her child being in the hospital?
Yes, sir.
And did y'all have body worn? Did somebody at the scene have a body worn camera that was recording the audio of this?
Yes, sir.
And I know that you haven't listened to this, Judge. We have I've spoken to the state, and they're willing to stipulate to the authenticity of Defendant's 21 as the audio, the complete audio of that conversation.
We have no objections to the admission of the defendant.
All right, are you offering it?
And I move for admission, Judge.
And that's defense number 21.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defense exhibit number 21 is admitted without objection.
Thank you, Judge. And it is a DVD. It's already queued up, so.
And defense, is this audio or video?
Audio, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Exhibit 21.
And if they leave, they're not gonna be there, with, okay? You move the water? You what? You put the lead?
Let me stop here for just a second. Detective Mendez or Sergeant Mendez did. I don't know if you can hear it on this audio, the acoustics in here a bit, was Jessica at that point hyperventilating?
It would appear so, yes, sir.
Okay, and that was what you were,
Yes, sir.
that was your voice, right?
Yes, sir.
Does anybody take care of you too? Does your mom? And you said she does not have a phone, right? You know where she moved to? You said the self work department, she's not going downtown? Where does your mom live at? Why are you so anxious? What? How did she get this way?
You want your water?
stop for a second here. Detective Juarez was present at the time, correct?
Detective Juarez?
Yes.
No, sir.
Who else was with you? I'm sorry.
Detective Vasquez?
Vasquez, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
You want the doctor? You wanna go get your room? Look at me. Jessica, look at me. Hey, look at me. Look at me. You're all right. You're all right. You're all right.
We're here with you.
Criminal, not this door is. Mom and brother used to live at Forest Glen. They moved downtown from apartment complex, didn't really know what it was called. Mom didn't have a phone number. Apparently, she used to go to mom's all the time. They'd walk back and forth, and then mom left last week, the week before last, and so she's kind of by herself now. You okay to talk now? You okay to talk to me? No. Relax. Judge, none of this is gonna go away. Okay? Because we can't find out what happened. We gotta keep pressing. Right now, I'm just asking you very, very simple questions. You're the only one with Olivia last night? Yes. I'm trying to get in touch with your mom. You don't know? Well, what's your address? What street is she on? Does your mom work anywhere? No. Did your brother, he just moved from outside of San Antonio? So as far as you know, all you know is she went to bed, Olivia was fine at 9 o'clock. And then what time did you hear her until she was children? Just before you left work. Okay. So you were going to take her to the hospital. So where did you go instead?
And sorry, did did Jessica say that, I guess Detective Vasquez asked, what time she heard her choking? Did you hear that?
Yes, sir.
And she said it was just before she left for the hospital, correct?
Yes, sir.
Does she take any medication or does she have any illnesses or injuries, past injuries that you're aware of or anything like that? Okay. You dropped the computer? Have you been the only one that's been raising Lucas? You don't have any help from anyone? Are you married? Divorced, separated? I'm gonna have to ask you some of these questions regarding the father. Okay? I need you to remain calm. As calm as you can, okay? I don't understand. You think I'm gonna go tell the father? Because right now, our conversation is just me and you. Okay? Well, we stay right here, right now, at this moment, okay? We just need to know, because what? When's the last time you spoke to the father? You never have? Never gives, you've been hiding from the father? Well, tell me this, how did you and the father meet? How do you meet? Do you know who the father is? Yeah.
We want to protect you, but we can't protect you from somebody
We don't know.
who it is. So we want to help you, but we can't help you if you don't give us any information on who you're scared of. Do you understand that? If this person comes in, we won't even know because we don't know who he is. Yeah.
Mhm. Does he have a name? Did you call him, or what did you call him? Do you understand what the Detective Manning is saying? If somebody was to tell him, that we're all here at the hospital, we don't even know who to look for. Where is he? Is he in San Antonio? Is he in, where do you think he is? In Kingsville or Gatesville? Gatesville. Is he in prison? In Gatesville? What was he doing in Gatesville the last time you heard? Were you in Gatesville too with him last time? No. Probably.
Are you married to him? So whose last name do you have? That's your father's? Okay. So you have a brother, correct? Does your brother have a different last name? So he has a different dad? Is he older or younger than you? He's older than you. Do you have any other siblings? And so does your brother live with your mom? Right, and is your brother married? He's not married. But he doesn't live. Where is he staying? Does he have any children? No. He doesn't have a girlfriend? Has he been to jail? No. So is he on medication right now?
Just if you have any friends, what are your friends from? Talk to them, in contact with you. What about you use social media, Facebook, Snapchat, you know? Oh, well. What was your last relationship that you had with you remember, outside of your mom or outside of the father? No, you're like gone out on any dates in 4 years or anything like that. But that, how long ago was that? I wasn't, I mean, we had a relationship. Women too. I mean, I'm just on a friend, you have a relationship, friends, when was the last time you went out on dates?
Where'd you go? Oh, to your friend. Why can't you take her place?
Did she go to pre-K or anything like that?
No.
No daycare or nothing? Did you say your mom? And right now, you don't take any medication for anything. Do you have anything that you like your brother does? Or you just struggle? for some anxiety or. What would that person from?
Her father. Was he physically just? He was. When you scolded as well or just one? And how long was that? Okay.
Is that the financial aid that you were working on? So it's been a grant or that was your.
Where did you have Olivia at? Did you ever hear anything from her? What hospital did you have her at? St. Luke's. Okay. And was she born with any problems? Did she have any issues? Was she born early? Was she premature? Did she have any issues, medical issues? I have a lot of papers that she was fine. Right, which is usually normal, you check all her levels and give her bath and things like that, I assume, right? She's been okay. Do you have a vehicle? No. You don't have a vehicle? No. So you're on Medicaid, right? Or no? She's on Medicaid. So you have WIC, but you didn't have the means to go get. It's 2 hours less, right? I know when I was to work there, I'm pregnant. I was every day. What do you mean they give problems in the store? You know, like people who use it. So they wouldn't let you use your WIC card, is that what you mean? Or you just feel like, it gave me some kind of confidence. All over the valley, whenever the camera, the eggs. Where was that at? Why, where? How long ago was that? It was a long time. So you met her roughly, that sounds like. So do you have food at home right now, or do you not have food? When was the last time you went to the store? Last Friday. So you got groceries last Friday? Why did she used to bring you groceries?
When was the last time we late? What time? 6 in the morning or 6 in the evening?
She drove yesterday or today? Oh, she drove everything this morning.
So that we got last date at 6 o'clock. Did she eat fine or did she get sick at that point? Did she go up at 6 o'clock? What did you do? Okay, so then she went to bed at what time? 9? 9? What happened now between 6 and 9? What did y'all do then? What color is off the shoe? You know, color pant shoe one? What about the shoe? So in the first year, did you turn that into a nursery room? So she threw up, and you got her dressed.
She was fine.
So you went to the, afterwards watching the movie, right? The movie, you decided to get dressed to go get a money order, right? Which order did you go?
We didn't know that. And he said, he was crying in the lobby. She was upset. As we respect tonight, they let her into the room.
What do you mean? Did you leave them alone? Oh, okay. You don't know why she was crying, but she was crying. What did she do? Did she talk?
Yes, she is.
Something better?
She's probably on time, everything, you know, they would, I didn't believe me. She has been fight,
This was last night, she told you something better? Well, let's focus on last night to the point we're right now. Because what happened in these field nights back then isn't what's gonna come this. right now. So what did she say that made her cry? Why do you think it's mom? Why do you think she made it? Well, what made her frustrated this time? So she did, so you put her in timeout? You know what she said? Jessica, when you put her in timeout, did you leave her in the room by herself? Did you walk away? Did you walk away so you could still see her and she could still see you? Or? Okay. How long do you think you fell asleep? For? Do you fell asleep in your room? Did you ever get your parents? That you were looking for? No, not. She didn't have no, sir, I don't even know what's going on with the call. Did you take anything to help you go to sleep? Did you take Ambien? Maybe things to help you sleep? Have you, do you not know, do you drink alcoholic beverages or something? You said last night you didn't have any regular. What about, did you ever take any illegal drugs or anything? Well, have you ever tried any illegal drugs or anything like that? Yeah. You doing all right? Morning? I'm still working. You'll be monitored. You have to talk to, okay? We might be able to bring back the result here. Okay, we'll keep in contact with the doctor, she's not doing where. Nothing we can do for her, you know what I mean?
She's okay right now. They're watching her right now. Okay, they're still working on it. I have no updates for you. I have no idea. Okay? What we do need to talk to you right now. Okay?
We'll give you a right. We'll put the fires on. Oh, it's gonna get a while. It's gonna get a while. She's gonna be here a few days. Okay. We're just gonna go back now. We'll be with you. Not a big deal, okay? You want to just put you out in that? Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, just sit there.
Yeah, just sit there and relax. And you're gonna.
Press out.
Yeah. No, sit there, stay.
Yeah, you-
No, stay there. No, you just start for a while.
Yeah, we'll do that one.
I don't want you to fall down.
Sergeant Mendez. Did you, who took Jessica from the hospital to they took her right then, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right after this ends, they take her straight to the hospital.
No,
I mean,
they,
to the police station.
yes, sir.
And who transported her?
I'm not sure. It's one of the patrol officers.
Not you. Okay. Did you ever talk to Detective Juarez before he spoke to Jessica?
I don't remember if I specifically spoke to him. At the time, I was a detective at the Special Victims Unit. So really what happens,
Could you
oh,
move just a little
sorry.
closer to the mic? Sorry, I'm.
No, that's okay. So at the time I was a detective in the Special Victims Unit. And so generally what happens is when we get a call for injury to child, which is what it came out initially, then we would handle it in our unit. But at some point, if we get the impression that the child may not make it and it can turn into a homicide investigation, then we would get the homicide unit to take over. And so that's kind of what happened, but I don't remember who exactly I spoke to or how that information was passed to that unit.
Okay, got you. But did you, whether it was Detective Juarez or somebody else, did you brief somebody about what y'all had spoken to Jessica about?
Yes, sir. Somebody had to have been briefed to pass that information to the homicide unit.
Okay, and would you have briefed them? I know this has been a long time ago. Excuse me. But would you have briefed them on Jessica's demeanor?
I think that we would have briefed initially, like what information we had obtained at that point.
Okay.
We would have briefed the next follow-up unit with that information, as well as whatever information the medical doctors are providing.
Okay, but let's talk about her demeanor for a second. You said that it sounds at the beginning of that video, and from what you remember, like she was hyperventilating, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it's pretty extremely, correct?
Judge, I'm gonna object to leading.
Sustained.
Judge, I'm on cross-examination.
No, this is your witness.
I apologize. It's a hostile witness.
That hasn't been established. Sustained.
So if you, was she hyperventilating to an extreme?
It would, at some point she would, and then she would become calm. So it was back and forth.
Okay, and at one point, did you have to tell her that you were gonna have to call the doctor in?
Yes, sir. So prior to getting into, so when Detective Vasquez and I got there initially, she was sitting outside of the hospital room where the child was at. And so Detective Vasquez made contact with her initially. He explained to her, I'm Detective Vasquez. I work with the Special Victims Unit. We handle cases involving injured child. And it was really difficult to hear anything that she was saying at that moment. So I suggested, hey, let's find a room where we can hear better and talk to her better. So at that point, we started walking her to the room, and I believe Officer Salaya actually had to lift her under her arm to get her to walk with us. She ended up dropping onto the floor. We had to get a wheelchair. The doctor came out to check her. And so at that point, the doctor is telling her, I don't know if it was a doctor, maybe a nurse, some medical staff was telling her, look, you have to control your breathing. If you don't control your breathing, you're going to pass out. We're going to have to admit you. So at the beginning of that audio, that's kind of what I was referring to, is the doctor had already told her that you have to control your breathing.
Gotcha.
Right.
And by the way, when I said this witness is hostile, wasn't, you're being very cooperative. Thank you. That's a legal term. So let me ask you this, did Jessica appear to you to be detached? That is, that like unemotional?
In a sense, I guess. What I remember most is I felt like it was so difficult to get information from her.
Was what? I'm sorry.
It was very difficult to get any information from her.
Uh-huh.
When Detective Vasquez told her who we were, it seemed like, I wouldn't say uncooperative is really the word, but that's, I guess, the best way for me to describe it, is getting information out of her, like what happened, what's going on. And then when it came to the father, then it was really, really difficult to get anything.
She absolutely wasn't gonna talk about the father.
Right.
Okay. But as far as what happened and what's going on, she told you, didn't she, she told you everything about what happened the night before, right, when she was asked?
Judge, thanks for leaving.
Sustained.
Did she tell you everything about what happened the night before when she was asked?
What do you mean?
I mean, when so not you, but Detective Vasquez, and I guess sometimes you were interjecting a few questions, but it was mostly Detective Vasquez, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when Detective Vasquez or you would ask her, like, what happened last night, let's concentrate on last night, let's
Right.
concentrate on between last night and today.
Right.
Did she give you that information?
So listening to the audio, I feel like she gave some information, but it wasn't as detailed as we probably would have liked.
Okay. And then I passed the limit, Judge.
State.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sergeant Mendez, obviously you were a detective in 2017, correct?
Yes, sir.
When did you promote to become a sergeant?
I promoted this year.
And where is your current assignment?
I'm currently assigned to the Internal Affairs Unit.
So how long were you with SCU?
I promoted to detective in 2017, so I think it was March of that year. And I was there until June of this year,
Okay. So approximately, is that 5 years?
about 5 years.
And so as part of your duties with SCU, you investigate injury to child cases, correct?
Yes, sir.
Up until the point where a child would die, and at that point it goes to homicide, correct?
Yes, sir.
So I want to talk about Defendant's Exhibit 21 just for a second. This 21, though, right? Okay. The audio clip that you just listened to.
Yes, sir.
So does that audio clip, it's fair to say that doesn't start at the time that you first make interaction with Jessica Briones, correct?
That's correct.
So you said you first made contact with Jessica Briones outside of the room that Olivia is in.
Yes, sir.
And when you introduced both you and Detective Vasquez, when you introduced yourselves to her, and are trying to get information from her, you said that, something to the effect of like, we couldn't really hear her or something like that.
Yes, sir.
Why couldn't you hear her?
She was talking so lowly and so quietly that it was very difficult to hear what
Check
she
for
was saying.
relevance, Judge.
Overrule.
So at that point, you couldn't hear her.
Yes, sir.
And so at that point, was she crying?
I don't remember her crying at that point. No, sir.
So then you said, y'all made the decision that you're gonna go take her to this private room so that you can hear her and talk to her about what happened, right?
Yes, sir.
And then at some point, you said, you, Officer Salai actually had to get her under her arms to get her to the room. Is that
Yes,
right?
sir.
Are you dragging her to the room?
No, more like assisting her in walking.
Okay, why is that?
It seemed as though she didn't want to come with us to the room.
Okay,
She wanted to stay seated.
okay. And so, when she kind of falls out, is that, or falls down, is that when you're walking her to the room?
Yes, sir.
At any point, does she tell you, I don't want to go talk to you in the room?
I don't remember her saying that.
So when you first talk to her, she's not hyperventilating or anything like that.
No, sir.
It's not until you start taking her to the room to talk to her that she starts hyperventilating.
Yes, sir.
So there's various portions of this video, I think it'd be fair to say that she's crying, right?
Yes, sir.
And those range from things like, I think on the extreme end is when you ask her, or one of you asks her about the father of the child, right?
Yes, sir.
And is it fair to say that's the most emotional she's been throughout all of the interview?
Yes, sir.
But it's also fair to say that she cries at other portions of the video, even, I think I marked it around. About 23 minutes and 50 seconds in, when you're talking about wit and she talks about the manager crushing her egg, she starts crying then too, right?
It's hard to tell because it's not a video, but it sounds like she's upset about it. Yes.
Okay. And it's, you had body worn camera videos at the time, right?
Yes, sir.
And you reviewed your body worn camera video, right?
Yes, sir.
But that's not the audio that was played today, right?
Right. So it wasn't my body worn camera. It was actually Officer Bain's body worn camera.
Okay, but that also captured your interaction with her.
Yes, sir.
So I want to talk a little bit about the portions, some portions of the video, or the audio rather, that you just listened to. Before I launch you this up, at the end of the video, or the, I'm sorry, the audio, I'm gonna probably mix that up a lot, so I apologize. At the end of the audio, there's some talk about just her staying there to get her outside. At that point, she was in a wheelchair, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so that.
Well, I'm
portion-
sorry. At that point, she was in a chair and I think the officer was getting a wheelchair to take her to the exit.
Okay, so that's what that kind of context of that is, right?
Yes, sir.
The video would have shown that, but we have the audio here, right?
Right.
I'm gonna go to about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So in that portion, you can hear her say, I should have checked on her when she was throwing up. I thought she was asleep. I thought she was asleep, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go to, there's other parts of this audio where she talked about other events other than what happened the night before the Monday, which would have been September 4th of 2017, right?
Yes, sir. I believe so.
So I want to go to about 10 minutes. Gotta love this.
Then about what time would you hear the discussion of children?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just before you left, what? But you were gonna take her to the hospital, so where did you go instead?
I didn't mark incorrectly in my notes. Regardless, when you're talking to her, she talked about an incident where a laptop fell on Olivia's forehead, right?
Yes, sir.
And she was specific about forehead, right?
Yes, sir.
So, as it relates to this case, was your only involvement, attending the, or rather interviewing Jessica Briones?
So my involvement was to basically be an assisting detective to Detective Vasquez at the time. He was the lead detective.
Okay. Did you ever have the opportunity to, view any more evidence in this case?
I went to the autopsy.
Okay, why did you go to the autopsy in this case?
So at the time, because I was a new detective and I was going to have to be handling injured to child cases, I wanted to, when I would get injured to child cases, we get them when they haven't passed away, obviously. And so anytime we deal with medical records, we are told the children have these types of injuries. So for me, I wanted to be educated enough on, okay, what does that injury look like once the child has passed? Because it's hard to look at injuries inside the body when they're alive, obviously, because we're not going to open them up. So I wanted to be able to know my job well enough and be able to assist these types of victims by knowing it as much as I could.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to show you what's already been admitted as state's exhibits number 137 and 138. Those appear to be consistent with Olivia's head on the autopsy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it fair to say that what's shown in and exhibited in state's exhibits 137 and 138 are the top of Olivia's head?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so not her forehead.
Yes, sir.
And you'd agree with it, there's numerous scars on top of this forehead.
Yes, sir.
So based on Jessica Briones' statement about a laptop falling on the forehead, these scars would not be consistent with that.
Yes, sir.
Also, there's already been evidence in this case admitted. That relates to medical records concerning this injury. I'll show you what's been admitted as state's exhibits 175 and 176. Together. 176. So in it, it's 176, it's fair to say that states that the patient was hit by a plastic plate that MOP, mother of patient, had tossed, right?
Yes, sir, that's what it says.
Okay. That wouldn't be consistent also with a laptop falling on her head.
No, sir.
It's fair to say that throughout Jessica Briones' statement to you and Detective Vasquez, that she confirmed that she's the only one that was with Olivia, right?
Yes, sir.
In fact, she told you things like she didn't go to daycare, she'd only taken her to the playground once, and that she's the only one that takes care of Olivia, right?
Yes, sir.
In your experience and history of being a child, SVU detective and dealing with these types of cases, is isolation of a victim potential evidence.
Yes, sir.
It's also clear from Jessica's statement that that Olivia never met her father, right?
Yes, sir.
Never seen her father, never talked to her father. Olivia.
From the audio statement, I don't remember that being specified.
But it's fair to say that she was very clear that Olivia had never seen her father.
I don't remember if that was asked in the audio statement.
Okay. But it's fair to say the father was no part of her life.
I think you could gather that from the statement, yes.
As far as a coffee table is concerned, did you ever ask her about what could have caused these injuries to you, Olivia?
No, sir, I never asked her that.
So it's fair to say that Jessica is the one who brought up this coffee table on her own.
Yes, sir.
And then finally, I want to go to 19 minutes in the video. So you and Detective Vasquez talked to Jessica about her potential other relationships, right, with friends and things like that.
Yes, sir.
Take her places in the morning. Why can't you take her places in the morning?
What is Jessica's response as Olivia's concerned when it relates to her friends?
She responded that I think to quote her, that it was an impediment to her friends to have her child with her to see her friends.
Would you also agree with me that there's several times in this video or this audio, yeah, I did it again, that Jessica expresses concerns about what people think about her?
I got that impression when she was talking about using the WIC card.
Objection, Judge. Her impressions are irrelevant.
That'll be sustained.
So it's very clear from her audio, from this audio statement, that Jessica went to bed that night, right?
Yes, sir. That's what she stated.
And she said she usually goes to bed very quickly and that she's a heavy sleeper.
Yes, sir.
Would that be consistent if her cell phone extraction report shows that she's using or playing a game on her cell phone about 2 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock in the morning that same day?
No, that's not consistent.
Judge, I'll pass the witness.
Defense.
Just a few more questions, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Uh, You said that at that 3:42, that you thought that Jessica said, I should have checked on her when she was throwing up. I thought she was asleep. Could she have said, I went to check on her when she was throwing up? I thought she was asleep?
Could I hear it again?
What time is that?
So it's kind of hard to hear. You hear Detective Vasquez say should, and then her portion is hard to understand.
Right, and that ultimately that'll be for the jury to determine anyway, but but then what we do know is that Detective Vasquez later asks her at 10:23 when she was throwing up. And she says it was right before I left. And he says, left to go where? And she said, I was gonna go to the hospital, but instead I went to the police station, right? How many words to that?
I'm gonna object to leaving.
That'll be sustained.
Okay. Well, here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Before you left work. So you were gonna take her to the hospital, so where did you go instead?
So does that sound like just before you left to go where? And then her saying to go to the hospital, she threw up, so I was gonna take her to the hospital, but then I went to the police.
Judge, I'm gonna object to leaving.
All right, that'll be overruled.
That's what it sounds like, yes.
Um, that?
You have to unplug your laptop. No, you don't need to plug it in.
I'm sorry.
You don't need to plug it in.
Oh, you just unplugged the laptop. I see. I've already switched it. Does that?
It's already,
Oh, very good. Thank you. So, state asked you about exhibits 137 and 138. Those are pictures of the top of Olivia's head, correct?
Yes, sir.
And so you wouldn't see a scar on her forehead on these pictures, correct?
Not on her forehead, no, on those
Okay.
pictures.
Would you see a scar on her forehead? What kind of picture would you want to look at to see if there's a scar on her forehead?
A picture of her forehead.
Okay, and have you seen State's Exhibit 117?
You're talking about the photo right here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, yes, that's
Yes, sir.
117.
Mhm.
And does there appear to be a scar on her forehead there?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And did you ask her, I guess, did she say she'd only taken Olivia to the playground at the apartments one time?
I don't remember her mentioning what playground. She did mention a playground.
Okay, did you ask her if she took her other places, or did Detective Vasquez ask her if she took her other places?
I don't remember.
Okay. Did you ask her if she took her, did anybody ask her if she took her to the library
No, I don't remember anybody asking her that.
on a regular basis?
I don't remember that being asked.
Did anybody ask her if she took her outside to play around the complex?
Not during this statement, no, sir.
Okay, and did anybody ask her if she took her to visit with other neighbors at the complex? Judy and, sorry, I forget the other. Did any neighbors?
So not during this interview, no.
Okay. Have you reviewed other interviews where she was asked those questions?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. And then she said something about feeling like, did she say something about feeling like Olivia was an impediment to her friends?
In the statement, she said that she felt, yes, that she was an impediment to her friends.
Okay, and have you dealt in your feelings, well, for one, do you have kids?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and are you a single mom?
Is that executive relevance?
That'll be overruled.
You're not,
No, sir.
okay, and have you ever been?
No, sir.
Have you dealt with single moms before, besides Olivia, in your professional?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and do you find that single moms might have difficulty arranging childcare, that kind of thing?
I mean, I think that regardless if you're single mom or married, I think sometimes it's difficult to find childcare.
Sure, absolutely, and I didn't mean to imply that kids are ever easy. But if you have a partner, there's somebody else to watch, and if you need to run out or go out with your friends, right?
Right.
And a single mom doesn't have that luxury.
Yes, sir.
And well, I won't belabor it, but although I will ask one other thing, if being poor also would contribute to difficulty in arranging childcare.
Well, it depends. If she has government assistance, a lot of times they're able to get that same assistance through childcare.
Okay, and you said you were asked something about the cell phone extraction of Jessica's phone, showing that she had been on the phone playing a game about 2 o'clock that morning, right?
I was asked about that, yes.
Okay, and you said that, well, do you know anything about that, first of all?
About the phone?
About the cell phone extraction? or what?
No, sir, just what he had mentioned.
Okay, just in your experience, do people ever go to sleep and then wake up and play a game on their phone?
They do.
Okay, so that wouldn't be inconsistent with her, would that be inconsistent then? The fact that she was playing a game on her cell phone at 2 in the morning, with her statement that she had gone in and gone to sleep.
So if I remember correctly in the audio, Detective Vasquez had asked her when she went to sleep and when she woke up. And I thought she said that she went to sleep after putting Olivia in her room and that she's a heavy sleeper, went to sleep and didn't wake up until, and specifically said she didn't wake up until I think 9:30 the next morning.
Okay,
And so usually if people say, if they wake up and get on their phone, they usually would say that, like, well, I couldn't sleep, I woke up, I played on my phone, I went back to sleep.
okay. Although she may have meant that's when she got up for the day, right?
Judge, I'm gonna object to speculation.
That would be sustained.
Just a second, Judge.
Yes.
Thank you. Pass legislation.
State.
A couple more questions, Judge. Sergeant Mendez, does your interview with Jessica Briones stand out?
I'm sorry.
Does it stand out?
All the cases that I've handled that have, where children have extreme injuries usually stand out in my head. I don't forget them.
But this one does in particular.
Yes, sir.
Why is that?
Because when we contacted her at the hospital, I felt like if this was my child and she had the injuries that she had, I guess I would feel differently, which is,
Objection to relevance, Judge.
Sustained.
Sergeant Mendez, is it only single moms who kill their kids?
no, sir.
Is it only poor people who kill their kids?
No, sir.
So. I'll pass the witness.
Pass, Judge.
All right, is this witness excused or subject for recall?
She can be excused from the state.
Excuse me.
All right, the rule has been invoked. What that means is you can't discuss your testimony with anyone. The only persons you're allowed to speak to are attorneys for the state or the defense.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You may step down. All right, defense, who is your next witness?
Detective Juarez, Judge.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a break till 11:15. And the reason why I'm giving you the break, my understanding is that this is a witness with the video as well. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And my understanding that this is the video that is maybe approximately 4 to 5 hours long. So I'm going to give you a break and we'll be back at 11:15. Do not discuss the testimony amongst yourselves. For your badges. Do not investigate. What you need to know will be in this courtroom and do not deliberate. Everyone, please rise for the jurors. All right, and defense and state, right here. My understanding is no one has any objections if the jurors wanted to bring some food as they watch the video, because it's a long time and we're not giving them a break. Is there any objection to them? And I'm sure it's not going to be, a meal. It may be a cracker or something like that. Is there any objection from the state?
No, you got, if they really want to bring in a meal, we don't have an objection, Judge.
Judge, I don't have an objection to that. I do, however, have an objection to the continued emphasis on how long our case is taking.
No, I'm just asking how long the video is.
No, but to the jury, when the court says to the jury, I understand this tape is 4 hours. The last night you talked to the jury about, I understand it's gonna be 5, maybe 5.5 hours, and it's emphasizing, Judge, there was never, when the state was putting on their case and they're putting on these same videos, there was never a question about how long the videos were gonna take, and it was never emphasized to the jury how long. the
All right,
videos-
so the defense asked me, and the state asked me to inform the jury how long the videos were going to take. So if no one wants me to inform the jury how long the videos will take, I will not. And I will tell you all, at the next setting, if there are other videos that need to be played, do not approach the court and ask the court to inform the jury how long the video will be. You all need to do that on your own.
I didn't ask the court to do that.
Yes, you asked me to do that and I did it. So here's the thing, anytime there are photos that need to be shown, that people think those photos are graphic, anytime that there are videos and people think it's going to be long, do not approach the court and ask the court to inform the jury that they're about to see graphic photos. Do not approach the court and ask the court to inform the jury how long a video will be. You all need to do that. So we're going to be back at 11:15.
hallway.
John, you're gonna play on your computer, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And say, can you have his witness take the stand?
Do you know which exhibit?
Yes.
Vasquez is?
Oh, who is it, John? Who is it?
I'm sorry.
You're looking for an exhibit?
Yeah, I'm looking for Juarez's interrogation.
Has that been offered before? or No.
Yes.
Okay, so who's the witness that came in under?
Juarez.
It should be exhibit 4.
Yeah, it's number 4. You're welcome. I'm trying to keep a list of exhibits, John.
It's actually a list, it's labeled on here too. So.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Put it back if you want. You want
Oh, thank you.
Giving it up.
Yeah.
And are you all okay with giving them a lunch break if they wanted to give them their lunch break at 12:30?
Sorry, Judge.
Would you guys be okay if they wanted to give them their lunch break at 12:30?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay. But I want to make sure that, John, it stops at a place that you're okay with stopping it.
Yeah, I'm kind of neutral about it.
Okay.
Do you want me to like pause it at 12:30 so you can ask them? or-
Yes.
Okay. And if I forget. I'll send them along.
Well, I'll take my glasses off and look at you.
Okay.
That'll be the hint. They're just setting up the DVD.
I got double duty.
All right, is it playing?
There it is.
Okay. All right. You want to test it to make sure?
Yeah, Sean.
The big screen has some kind of green tint to it.
Yes, that
Mhm.
happens when they turn off the monitor or it gets switched out,
Okay.
because it's dying already.
Okay.
That large monitor is slowly dying.
Yeah, when I was like trying to show pictures to Dr. Clyde, I was like, I can't see anything.
See, our
Colors
colors
are dying during this trial.
Mhm.
it's slowly dying. Our equipment is dying.
Judge, I think there is a little bit of lead time before
Okay,
she comes in, so I'll try to keep.
There shouldn't be, because when I, we had to slice the barns in his, I tried to make it.
Oh.
okay.
sorry. Oh,
All right,
you're
so it's working. All right, so we're gonna bring the jury in.
All right, jury.
All right, everyone, please be seated. Defense, call your next witness.
Okay, Juarez, good.
All right, Detective Warris, you're still under oath.
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Thank you, Your Honor. And you're the same Detective Juarez that testified earlier in this case, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are the person who took the statement from Jessica, or who talked to her at the police station in Santa Rosa on September 5th of 2017, correct?
Correct, sir.
That statement is in evidence as states 4, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you remember.
I do, sir. Yes, sir.
And we'll just, Judge, I request permission to publish states 4 to the jury.
All right. Your Honor, the state's just gonna object again, under, 403 and 611. You have provided the exact timestamps that were skipped the first time, so we would just object to showing video that's already been shown.
May I respond, Judge?
Yes.
The state, first, I didn't take this 5.5 hour or 4.5 hour statement. And additionally, I do think it's important for the jury to see the.
All right,
entire-
state's objection is overruled.
Thank you. Second, just really quickly, I'm stopping the video for a second, or pausing the video for a second. Did you, we noticed that that Jessica keeps looking at the camera, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And that camera, you and I went over there and took some pictures of that, right?
Yes, sir.
Of the thermostat.
Yes, sir.
And suffice to say, I mean, the jury's seen it, but it's hard to see that camera, right?
Yes, sir. You have to look for it pretty
Yeah.
much. Yes, sir.
Okay, and but that thermostat is the only thing to draw your eye on that wall, is that right?
Yes, sir.
So, first of all, very good, I like that. So, you know, I'm thinking about it. We are in the public. The reading, part of that, is in hospital, okay? But, I need you to, your mom, right? So, I do need you to say one thing. Your daughter's how old? Okay, so she's 4. So, you know, we, as adults, it's my responsibility to, you know, that's. So, if you're here, you're in a room, and you're stuff, I'm gonna read your eyes, okay? Just, you know, you talk about it, you go from there, okay? So before you ask me questions, there's my baby, and I'll be the advisor, okay? And then I'm going to have to do the so, you do not have anything over anything will be for the law at the time. You know, like that word, but you divide it before, and then any questions that they possibly for the representation. You may have no word, but before you learn what that word or before the whole point or the free charge now or in the time. So you decide publicly when you can, and you can stop talking to them when you can. The above representation rights is and earth by you and you say. You understand what I'm saying? No, you're right. I do. Not a lot of people want to go to that. So do you understand everything already? Do you know we like to be involved in that? Okay, well, you don't know problem. I said, if I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to talk. Before you have any questions, then my duty is to stop it. Divide your rights into only kind of the way you need it. You have already done that. You understand that? Okay. You do not have to stay in the whole or to do that. You understand that? Anything that will be an evidence for law or at your time. You understand that? That means there's potential for that and that. You understand that? Okay. You have, yeah, I know, unfortunately, the movie you would just serve as to our job. Okay, so then you know what? So if I do the form, then. Okay. You know, before you are able to afford it, before the lawyer for the free charge now. You understand that? Okay, further than that, you can have one, if you feel you need one,
Did she ask you there, do I need a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
but, I need to make sure you understand the right, okay? If you decide to stop doing this one, you can, and you stop talking to them at any time you want, you understand that? Okay. The above rights are continuing rights, which can be heard by the agency, you understand that? Do you understand the rights? Okay, so pretty much, I can go here, the reason here is that we just have to find out, you know, your daughter's 4 years old, I'm sure, I don't know if she can figure out around, the doctor takes care of her, get her better, so I don't know what happened. So pretty much, I need to start pretty much by finding out who you are, your mom, right? What's your name? Just Rule. BRIONES. Where do you live? You work for them? No? You don't come on? Has you want? You got a house yourself? Is it that first time now, or you been on? Wait a minute, I want you to hold you, I want you to remember. Who's there in service? You don't know what it means around there. What's your name first? You know, I think we're gonna have to do say third time out. So do you think she brings out like she? You know what I'm saying? You third time out, so if you talk to me like. So you turn it on, I mean, I've heard that, but like, you know, for you, like, what do you consider that? So you make her do one, and she goes to them. What do you do last time? Does she have her own, or does she have her own? Okay, so she has, cool. Okay, oh yeah, I understand that. So you want her to do a room and. No, that's fine. Was anybody else at the apartment? Nobody came overnight, maybe a girl came. Nobody else knew you. We don't know about anything. Somebody really, everybody's mom, everybody really, no. Okay, you're out of the Saturday. So, everybody is, okay. This morning about what time, you always know, what were they? This is about. This is about. Like, sound like she's talking. So you don't hear me, is that all right?
How can you bring those?
Altogether, they started bleeding. So March. So, is she your own son? Okay. How are you raising doing like? I mean, I know your mom, I used to mom up there, how are you? Let me ask you this, so. You want, but so I mean, you. That was very good. So like, what are we gonna do for? Like, fun, when you. And you don't have a car. So you don't drive, you want. So how many times did you fall and kind of stuff you're gonna doctor, you gotta do, like, you know? Very good. How long will it go to the board again? Go to the line.
Check Waters, let me stop here for just one
Yeah.
second and ask you, earlier in this video at
Yeah.
15, and I've stopped, 8:39.
I'm sorry,
Um,
I'm sorry, Mr. Shaw. What
But
was the
at
number?
15, I'm sorry. Did you ask me something?
I couldn't hear you. If you could repeat your timestamp, please.
I apologize. 16:08:39 is where I stopped. And earlier in the video at 15:43:33, did Jessica say that she, referring to Olivia, was throwing up and that she went to check on her and she didn't wake up?
Yes, sir.
Judge, I don't know if you want me to resume the video.
All right, yes, you can resume. You can resume. It's 12.
Do resume, is that what you said? Judge?
Yes.
Was there anything broken or damaged? Over anyone? Or maybe you could have heard present, but you may not know them? Olivia said she walked home. She like walk away a little bit. So, let me ask you, when, other than turn out, how do you do this? What else do you do? So, is this going to cover, the hurt come out, the shutdown will come out? Okay. Is your frustrating? Like what kind? How does that make you feel about the world, really, and all of them? I don't even raise it on them. Wow, well, that's really the whole thing. You and your mom helped you, did you ever get out with it? She's not a regular. Your mom? Oh, that's the first time I heard that. You just the other way around. Okay. What kind of relationship did your mom have with? When's the last time you were away from this year already? And the yesterday, y'all know. Other than the switches, from the laptop at one point, your estimate, how many days long? The reason I asked about the loan, it's the platform, I'm wondering, and he said she, that, you know, she's writing, so she means underweight, based on you knowing she was. Is there anything else that she did medicine for? That she did diagnosis? Was she from the UK or she goes to the what do you think? Like, why did she read so? Where's the phone?
Then I would just say, because, you know, it's like that. I was right to do that. And I sit down and, you know, to get really into it, those possible. Because, you know, and things just like, you know, I don't know, you know, older.
So, one bit the last time. So, I mean, you asked kind of why you're police station. I think you're old enough to understand that our job is to figure out the truth. We're gonna have to work on it, but we'll talk to you. And, you know, I don't know if you know, I remember. But here's one thing, you know, that being a parent is hard. Being a parent, even when you have help, spouse, or whatever, is hard. I can only imagine what it's like. As a single parent, with no job, who really, I mean, when you say a lot, I mean, that's one, your mom, you know, struggling. I want you to understand that you can deny things, you can, you know, you can rationalize things in your head the way you want, but when as investigator, our job is the truth isn't always very kind and not always what we want it to be, because, you know, we don't want people to see it. We don't want people to know about it. You know, like the way people go out is different. You know. we can go back and talk about what happened last night. And then we can go through the night and then, because there's something missing and we just need to. And if you look at your page.
All right, Defense, could you pause it right there?
I'm not good. I don't know.
Judge, I'm stopping it at 16:31:19.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you okay to have your lunch break now? All right, so we'll be back at 1:30. So hopefully I'll give everybody a chance to walk to a few places. And if you're a little late, that's okay. We, of course, will wait for you. Remember my rules. Please make sure your badges are displayed because there are people walking around. If you hear any discussion about this case or happen to see anything, just turn it off and ignore it. Do not begin to deliberate or talk in your mind about this case. I'll let you know when it's time to deliberate. Do not do any research. Everything you need to know about this case will come from inside the courtroom. All right, thank you. Everyone, please rise for the jurors. Thank you.